I'm Avery Cooper. Glad to have you along. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. And People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. You can find those streams online on the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com Facebook or on YouTube at WTIM TV. Well, there's still a lot of outdoor recreation that you can have, especially in central Illinois, and here to talk all about it, I have Director of Program Services for the Macon County Conservation District, Alicia Callison. Great to have you back here, Alicia.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
One of the things you alluded to last time you were on the program that you were really, really looking forward to, your trip to Starved Rock. Tell me why again.
Yeah, so it's a twofold reason, actually. So the first reason is because we really haven't had many trips to anywhere since COVID started. This is something that we used to do pretty regularly. We would take people on trips to go see the different sites around Illinois, and it was a lot of fun. So this is kind of a return to that. I'm trying it out and seeing how it goes. The second reason is because it's actually just a really cool thing that we're doing. So we are taking a trip to Starved Rock to go look for eagles. And why Starved Rock specifically? This is because during the winter, a lot of water bodies freeze over. So eagles, their favorite food is fish. That's what they eat most of the time. They'll eat other things. They'll even eat roadkill if they find it. But fish are their favorite. And in most places where they are regularly throughout the year, their lakes and ponds and even some of the streams freeze over. So during the winter, they tend to go to places where the water stays moving, where the water body is too large to freeze or the current is too strong. And so at Starved Rock, the river that flows through there typically doesn't freeze over the winter. And if the conditions are right, it can be a good spot to see a lot of eagles all gathered together and hunting on the river. So it's a pretty cool experience. We're going to take a van of people up there the next 3 Saturdays. So this Saturday and then the next 2 Saturdays as well. And we are going to check out Starved Rock. We're going to check out the visitor center. We're going to go across the river and visit the Lock and Dam Museum and hopefully see some eagles along the way.
What's in the Lock and Dam Museum that people should pay attention to when they see it?
Well, the coolest thing about the Lock and Dam Museum, in my opinion, is that it's right on the water. And they have some high-powered like binoculars that are there as well, so you can get a good look at the tree line and scan it for birds. But it's just got some interesting artifacts in it. There's some Native American artifacts. There's some good info about eagles and other native birds. So it's a neat little spot.
What should folks keep in mind when they head on out to Starved Rock? What are some things they should bring along?
Sure. Well, it's good to keep in mind what the weather is going to be like. I know this weekend they're calling for some snow possibly. So you want to make sure that you dress appropriately. We will be spending some time outside. How much time you spend outside is really up to you, but you should be prepared for at least some time outside. So make sure you dress warmly. You're wearing shoes that you don't mind getting muddy in case it is muddy, and it has been pretty muddy lately. So just being prepared for the weather is probably the most important thing. And bring binoculars if you have binoculars as well. We'll have some available, but if you've got your own set that you really like, bring those too.
My recommendation, especially if you're going this weekend, hand warmers.
Yes, good idea too.
Right.
I just used those for the first time a couple weeks ago, and I was blown away.
Kidding. Yeah, you were. Yeah. They work pretty well, don't they? Almost a little too well sometimes.
Yes, they were nice.
They can get a little hot and burn you if you're not careful. And folks should register by the day before the event for the next 3 weeks. So for this weekend, Saturday trip, that's Friday, January 20th. For next weekend, the registration would be January 27th. Do I have that right?
You are right, yes. And then we ask you to register by noon on those days as well. So we've got time to contact everybody and get in touch with you if there's any changes or anything like that.
Should folks bring a meal?
So you can bring a lunch, or there's a restaurant at Starved Rock that we can stop at and you can get a lunch there as well.
Okay, good. Anything else anybody should know about the Starved Rock Eagle viewing trips that are going on for the next 3 weekends?
Sure. So I should mention that there is a fee for this. It's $30 per person. And then if you want to register, just visit our website, maconcountyconservation.org, and you can get signed up.
Excellent. Well, you have a lot of great programs that you like to host at the Macon County Conservation Center, and you are what's something that you're really excited about coming up in February or even in late January as far as your activities go?
Sure. Well, we have a pretty cool opportunity coming up in February for people who like photography and want to learn a little bit more about it. We are partnering with the Decatur Camera Club, and we're offering a 4-week series about photography. So it's an introduction to digital photography specifically for people who are interested in photographing wildlife and nature. And this meets 4 weeks in a row, starting February 1st. And basically, we've got an expert. His name's Joe Norton. He's great. He's super talented. And he's going to come in and he's going to teach you how to use a camera, the best settings, and all that jazz. And then he's going to talk to you about how to choose where to take your photographs and what to photograph and how to center it and how to edit it and all that good stuff. So it's a really cool workshop. It's for specifically aimed at beginner and intermediate photographers, but all are welcome. And the best thing about this workshop is that you're getting all of this information and it's totally free. So there's no cost. And it is truly a great resource for people who are interested in learning a little bit more about photography.
Are you a photographer yourself?
I am not. No, I do take some photos, but just with my phone.
Right.
Nothing.
We're all
nothing
photographers
fancy.
in that way, right?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's really great. Rich, did you mention registration information? I beg your pardon.
Yeah. So registration is online. You can register online by noon the day before the class. So you can sign up for this workshop. You can sign up for all 4 weeks if you want to come to the entire thing. Or if you want to visit our website, you can read through what each week is going to be about. And if you're like, well, I don't really need to know how to use my camera, but I would like to know more about the wildlife photography aspect, you can just sign up for the weeks that you're interested in. So we just ask you to sign up the day prior to the program, so that way we know to expect you.
Keeping up with the rest of January, just want to hit on a couple of other programs you're offering. This weekend, there's the Winter Raccoon Candy Cane Hunt. Tell me a little bit more about that, Alicia.
Yes, this is kind of a fun one that one of our naturalists thought up. Basically, the idea is, first of all, to educate people, and especially this one's kind of aimed at children more, but to educate them a little bit about raccoons. I think they're an often misunderstood critter because they're always up to trouble, getting in our garbage cans and causing mischief and stuff like that. But they're actually really interesting animals. They're very unique, and they do some pretty cool stuff. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then our winter raccoon has hid some candy canes around Rock Springs. And then the kids will kind of go on a scavenger hunt to try and find some of those candy canes.
Excellent. Winter Nature Journaling Workshop, Sunday, January 29th at 2 p.m. Register by January 27th. What should folks know about Winter Nature Journaling? Who is this for? And all that kind of information.
Sure. Well, it's for anybody. Winter nature journaling. The concept of nature journaling has become more popular in the past couple of years. And the idea is basically you just go outside with your notebook and you document what you're seeing artistically. And you don't have to be an artist. So if what you're seeing, you can only draw stick figures, that's okay. That's art. And that counts. So you don't have to feel like you have to, be a painter or be a drawer or whatever the case may be. It's for everybody. And so you can come out and we'll go outside. We'll go on a very leisurely stroll, and we'll talk about some of the things that we're seeing. And then if you see something that is really cool, oh wow, look at this leaf, or look at these lichens, or the way that this branch has fallen on the ground, or anything like that. You see a cool bird, whatever the case may be. Then you have an opportunity to start documenting that in your journal and kind of kind of think about documenting what you're seeing in a visual way rather than just with words.
I want to give the disclaimer that all these events and programs you can find at maconcountyconservation.org/events. I want to continue with Director of Program Services, Alicia Callison with the Macon County Conservation District after this short timeout. Going to talk about some of the events and programming happening in February. If you could just hang tight for just a moment. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first.
WTIM. Check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn slightly higher, beans lower, wheat trading higher. March corn 685.5 up 1/4. May corn up 3/4, 683.5. July corn 672 3/4 up 1/4. March beans 1534 down 5 3/4. May beans down 4 3/4, 1532 3/4. July beans 1529 1/4 down 4 1/4. March Chicago wheat 754 3/4 up 3. May wheat up 3 3/4, 762 3/4. March bean meal 478.60 down 260. March bean oil up 74 cents, 64.58. Livestock market, January feeders up 1/4, 179.90. February live cattle 157.32 up 32 cents. February lean hogs 77.72 down 72 cents. Energy market, February crude oil 81.97 up $1.79. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network.
WTIM, the Big 870 across central Illinois. 96.1 FM in Christian County, 107.5 FM in Shelby County, and 107.9 in the Payne-Nokomis area is coming to the Shelbyville School District. It's the WTIM School Spotlight, broadcasting live from the Shelbyville District Office on Tuesday, January 24th from 9 till 10 in the morning. Listen as we visit with the superintendent and administration, talking about the great things they're doing for students when we bring the WTIM School Spotlight to the Shelbyville School District on Tuesday, January 24th from 9 till 10. This WTIM School Spotlight stop is brought to you by Graphic Packaging International, located at 500 Daisy Drive in Shelbyville.
WTIM, the Big 870 across central Illinois, 96.1 FM in Christian County, 107.5 FM in Shelby County, and 107.9 in the Payne-Nokomis area is coming to the Windsor School District. It's the WTIM School Spotlight, broadcasting live from the Windsor District Office on Wednesday, January 25th from 9 till 10 in the morning. Listen as we visit the superintendent and administration, talking about the great things they're doing for students when we bring the WTIM School Spotlight to the Windsor School District on Wednesday, January 25th from 9 till 10. This WTIM School Spotlight stop is brought to you by
Harris Metals Recycling, located at 1213 North 11th Street in Mattoon. WTIM, the Big 870 across central Illinois, 96.1 in Christian County, 107.5 in Shelby County, and 107.9 in Payne-Nokomis area is coming to the Taylorville School District. It's the WTIM School Spotlight, broadcasting live from the Taylorville District Office on Monday, January 9th from 9 till 10 in the morning. Listen as we visit with the superintendent and administration, talking about the great things they're doing for students when we bring the WTIM School Spotlight to the Taylorville School District on Monday, January 9th from 9 till 10 a.m. This WTIM School Spotlight is brought to you by Taylorville Community Credit Union, conveniently located in Taylorville, Hillsborough, Litchfield, and Payne. Member NCUA, your Taylorville McDonald's. Check out McDonald's Rewards Program and earn points for free items. And the Christian County YMCA, 900 McAdam Drive, Taylorville. The Y for youth development, for healthy living, for social responsibility.
Your information station, WTIM.
WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. I have Director of Program Services with the Macon County Conservation District, Alicia Callison, on the phone, and talking about all the great programs and activities you can have with the Macon County Conservation District. And one of the things that you're really high on, and I think you should be, because it's a really cool thing that you guys offer. You offer some of your homeschool programs. What are you excited about in 2023, most notably in the upcoming future for your homeschool programs, Alicia?
Sure. So our homeschool programs are an opportunity for children. Oh my gosh, I can't speak today.
You know what? Me too. I got it. Even the radio
I'm so
professional's
tongue-tied.
having some trouble today. Go
All
ahead and
right,
start
at least
over.
it's not just me. Okay. Homeschool programs, they're an opportunity for children ages 5 through 15 to come out and learn about some different science and nature concepts with us and with other children. So we have one coming up on February 8th, and this is all about plants in winter. So that's one of those things we don't think a whole lot about. I think in the winter, we're not really thinking about trees or plants or flowers or anything like that. When we walk outside, it's all kind of gray and dreary, but there's still activity going on in the forest and in the prairie. And we're going to talk a little bit about what that activity is. What are the trees doing? What is the grass doing? And how do they get from winter to spring, and what are the changes that occur? So we're going to talk a little bit about maple syrup and that process. And then we're also going to talk about how plants adapt. And we're also going to throw a little bit of tree ID in there as well, because trees are pretty tricky to ID in the winter. They have no leaves. It makes it harder. So we're going to prep them with some skills to try and ID some of those trees in the winter themselves.
If someone wants to sign up or sign their kiddo up for the homeschool program coming up in early February, how can they do so?
Sure. So just check out our website. It's maconcountyconservation.org, and you can sign up there. This one, we do ask you to register 2 days ahead. So it's on Wednesday, February 8th. We ask you to register by February 6th. And this is just so we can make sure we have all of the supplies and activities prepped that we'll need.
You also, continuing on with keeping people engaged and kids engaged, you have your winter activities kit. What's in this one?
Yeah, so this is something that we're trying this winter just to see if there's a need or a desire for it. These are take-home activity kits that people can sign up and register for, and then come pick up and take home, and your kiddos can do them at home on their own. They can do them with their parents. They can do them on their own time. So this month's theme is Moon and Stars. So the kit is filled with activities that are geared toward astronomy and constellations, and there's information in there all about stars, and it's just got some really cool hands-on stuff to help support some at-home learning. And we do also have a kit in February, and our theme for February is Night Owls. So we'll be learning all about owls through activities and crafts.
Mercury exits retrograde today. I don't know if you knew that, and it's going to be in retrograde like 3 or 4 times. I'm sure that's one of the things that you can learn in one of those activity kits.
Actually, I did not know that. So.
Yeah, well, if you're wondering why everything's so chaotic, there you go. Anyway.
All right, that's good to know.
If you believe in that kind of stuff anyway.
Sure.
We got about 30 seconds left, Alicia. Anything else that you'd like to cover?
Sure. Let me just plug our maple syrup programs real quick. So on February 18th at 11, 12, and 1, you can come out to Rock Springs and learn all about maple syrup, how you turn sap into syrup, when is the best time of year to get syrup, and then how people have gone through this process of making syrup throughout history. It's a really complicated process, and it's pretty interesting how people have done this over time. So this is a free program, February 18th. Check out our website for more info.
That website, MaconCountyConservation.org. That's Director of Program Services, Alicia Callison. Thank you so much, Alicia.
Thanks for having me. It was a great time.
WTIM.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville,